Okay, so we'll move on.
Go on.
So, Simon, what is your favourite snack
My favourite snack in the world
in the world?
is a nice Jacob's cream cracker.
Just dry?
No. Little bit of cream cheese, dairy if you don't mind, on top, and then a little curl of Morrison's own salmon. Just brought in, off the deli counter.
Off the deli counter.
Yes, well, it wouldn't be deli, it would be the fish counter, but it doesn't matter. No
Sounds
one's
very-
counting.
It sounds very nice.
Thank you, yes. I'd often have that with a little sherry or something, and listen to the afternoon play.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
It sounds very interesting.
Usually in my more sombre, self-deprecating moments, I'd follow that with a rather rude, louche comment. But seeing as I'm being good and behaving myself today, I'll just have to come along.
Yes, you are
as
very
a
well,
pompous,
very well
eccentric, dawdling little thing.
If I had a gold star, you'd receive one right now.
Oh, I'm so glad.
You could have a smiley face instead if you want.
Yeah, I think smiley faces are more apt here. Yeah. Oh, lovely.
There you go.
Showing his row of pearly gnashers there and his teeth.
Oh dear. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Yep.
Now, Simon,
Yes.
if you were to take me on a date,
Yes.
where would you take me?
Well, firstly, I'd have much better taste. But if I won you in a raffle or something, and I thought, oh, come on then, go along, I'd take you along at first. We'd go along the canals. I don't know where the nearest canals are. But I'd take you to the nearest canals.
I think the nearest canal is like one inch deep.
Yeah, well, we'll go there. You'd introduce to my friends, the tramps, the vagrants.
Oh yeah, what are their
The
names?
transients. They usually have they forget their names, and they've got their little hospital tags on their wrists, and they usually give them their release number as their name. It's a bit like The Prisoner, but on crack.
Okay.
I'm thinking of that as a series, actually. I might pitch that to Channel 4.
Right.
Anyway, so we go along the canals, and then I'd show you the Bournemouth's great site, which is a pergola in the garden.
Ah.
At the bottom of Bournemouth, near the town square. And then I'd probably wind up in McDonald's. I'd get the little,
Happy Meal.
no, not a Happy Meal, no.
McFlurry.
On the back of the bus ticket, you get the reduced
Oh, I see.
things.
Yes.
You'd have one of the burgers.
You know how to treat a man,
that,
don't you?
Yeah. And then we'd wind up. I'd walk you to your door, say goodnight, shake your hand, and leave.
Right. Well, now I know not to go on a date with you.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Vis-a-vis relationships and sexual orientation,
Yes.
such. I'd just like to say, for the record, that I am celibate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is-
just in case anyone... Say I'm at a house party on Saturday night, taking a completely fictitious example,
Yes.
and I'm approached by a woman who smells like Greg's the Baker, and after I desist in going back to her place to look at a fictional game that I invented on the internet...
Okay. Where's this going?
It's not going anywhere, don't worry, it's all above board, very clean, above the counter.
Okay.
Richard Whiteley, if he was still here, that's for you, Jojo. Okay. Dream. She'd be proud, and he would too. But anyway, yes, I'd say so. I desisted, and also there was this other man called Chris there, and he kept making allusions to my sexual orientation, which he did not know. And I won't give the specific details, but they were being amusing. He was holding a cigarette and pointing to it, if you catch my drift.
Right.
And I think this was some sort of self-hating element within him. He obviously found me attractive. I mean, it's no secret. I could tell the glazed look in his eye.
Yes.
I mean, I don't consider myself overtly attractive, but, they could still, with the lights on.
Yes. Yes. His tongue was hanging out. And
His tongue was
drooling.
hanging.
Yes.
And it just seems odd that in the 21st century, people are still very hung up about themselves. And my seat of thought, even though I don't have sex anymore, and probably won't again, I doubt it. I mean, I sit with Gore Vidal on this, that sexuality is the sex act. I mean, if we're all human, if we all share the same fundamental feelings of love and friendship and compassion, the gender is irrelevant. It's just referring to the sex act, and that's why I don't support gay rights or any rights or anything like that, or even talk about it, because there is nothing to talk about.
Very candid view, Simon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just thought, you want a bit of class on this show.
Yeah. And from class to smut.
Hooray!
Hey! Now, I'm going to ask you...
Yes. What a great segue.
From class to smut,
Yes. Go
we
on.
have... Okay, we're going to start off now. Not really so smutty. I want to ask you for your favourite word.
Okay, euphemism.
Euphemism. Why is that?
Because it's just the shape it makes on the mouth, the way your tongue moves around inside your face when you make it. I've actually stolen that from a preeminent television playwright, Dennis Posset. That was his favourite word. That and elbow, which the famous band is taken from. But I adopted it as my own when asked.
I see. Very good. Now, something not very radio friendly. I know you look very happy
Yes.
about doing this.
Dawkins forbid.
I'm going to ask you to write down your favourite swear word. It's not going to be read out on air.
No.
It's just for my benefit and Joe's.
Okay, so good for you two listeners out there, that you will hear me scratching the pen on the paper.
Oh, it's a dirty word.
I can't think of a word that I use that often. Oh, okay.
Notice you said often.
Yeah. No. I think there's so many words in our beloved lexicon that we'd...
Yes.
There you go.
Very creative.
Yeah, it's very normal.
I like that.
Yeah.
It could even be a place name.
Yeah.
Is it a place name?
Possibly.
I've heard some ridiculous place names in my time.
Yeah, there's some great ones I could tell you, but I'm not
yes.
allowed to because they might be misconstrued as swear words.
I know.
And we wouldn't want to offend the management, would we, Dave? People's head would be for the chop.
Yes, specifically mine. Now, before we go on to a song,
Oh, lovely.
I want to ask you quickly about the Alternative Review Society, or
Oh, yeah, that little...
as is otherwise known,
mistake. Yeah, go on, yeah.
the multifarious spectacle of surrogate ideas. I didn't even read that.
Very, very
You right, Joe?
clever.
Okay.
Yes, he's pointing.
Now,
Yes, what about it?
what is it?
It is a platform for what would actually be the equivalent to the Cambridge Footlights, but without the class, breeding, or dexterity of performers that go to Cambridge. It was set up earlier in the year, basically for my own need to feel that there's no position to write and perform sketches at this university, and other people feel this way too, and other people have said this before but just haven't taken it upon themselves to create the society. And of course all the funding ran out halfway through the year, so we're not actually going to have a proper review until after freshers, but we're going to have one end of year review, and just a collection of sketches people have written, mostly from the Script Writing Society. What you point? Oh, I'm meant to be nearer the mic, am I, dear?
I suddenly realised that
I was
you've been
moving.
very quiet for a long time.
Have I?
Yes.
Oh dear. Terrible.
It's been audible, but
Has it?
yeah.
Did my great speech probably go under the radar?
no.
No.
It's been transcripted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Alternative Review Society.
Yeah. Well,
So, have you had any shows yet?
no, none at all.
So
In
the
fact,
first-
we've not had a meeting yet. We put the society together. We got a few sketches together. Then I started looking for holding auditions to have people come in and form the troupe. We needed 2 females and 2 males, and the turnout of the auditions went less than well. In fact, we had one applicant who I knew and was not best suited to the job.
No.
And
Have you broke it to him gently?
yeah, I did break it to him gently. But he became our musician in residence, so he did actually have a use after all. But since I wrote an article in Nerve magazine, I've had an overwhelming response. Email flooded in.
Really?
And I've met a lovely young woman at the Arts Institute.
Okay.
Called Kate Maxwell.
Now, when you say lovely young woman, this is still... We're still talking professional here, aren't we?
Yeah, entirely professional.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was willing to perform for me, and I'm seeing someone.
Sorry?
I'm seeing someone.
She was willing to perform for
yeah,
you?
performing the troupe.
Yes, right.
And I'm also seeing someone just after this lovely little interview, a man called Jim Cross,